Alright, Barosa. What's happening, man?
Nothing, man. A lot going on.
The whole lot going on,
A
huh?
whole lot going on.
Man, you excited for the night, man?
Yeah, I'm excited to hit on this issue.
I mean, it's a whole lot of issues, right?
Yeah.
But yeah. So how's things? How was your week? All that good shit.
Oh, it's the same, working in school.
Working and going to school, right?
That's it. Trying to. Oh, well, it's Thanksgiving week.
I know, right? Ready for Thanksgiving?
We got a couple days off. Getting ready with the turkey.
With the turkey,
Yourself.
you cooking?
Cooking.
You do anything special with the turkey?
We're gonna smoke the turkey.
You smoking the turkey?
I'm gonna smoke.
Is this your first time cooking Thanksgiving?
This is my first time cooking Thanksgiving, but I only got one task. A difficult task, but one task.
That's the turkey.
That's the turkey. So if you mess up, everybody mad at you.
So y'all better bring some extra meatloaf.
Yeah, we got roast aside.
Yeah.
We got roast aside. Everybody's gonna be looking at me at the bird burn.
I mean, that's how it goes, man.
Yeah.
That's how it is. I ain't never made a turkey, and I would never probably make a turkey. I'll make the backup turkey.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not making the primary turkey. I'll make the backup turkey.
The special turkey, the experimental turkey, where you try to fry it or something.
Yeah. I'm definitely not making the primary guaranteed, we need you to show up turkey. Nah, that's not me. Not doing it.
Too much pressure.
Yeah, it's too much pressure.
Too much pressure.
Nah, I'll make the sweet potatoes, and that's a little bit too much pressure too, because I need them sweet potatoes on point.
Yeah. See, Thanksgiving's tough period. Thanksgiving's tough period. Cause I don't think there's a dish that you can mess up. Maybe the cranberry.
Bro, yeah.
Maybe the cranberry ain't nobody gonna eat.
Bro, I've been giving my mom a hard time when it's around Thanksgiving time. Like 2 weeks ago, I'm like, Mom, what you cooking?
Yeah.
She's like, I knew you was about to come ask me that. No, I need to know.
We need to know the menu.
Yes, I need to know the menu, and I need to make adjustments to the menu if there's some things missing from the menu.
Hold on. What happened to the stuffing? Where's
Right.
that at?
Yeah, right. She sent me a whole list of stuff. I was like, where's the sweet potatoes?
Hold on.
Oh, Mom, where's the sweet? She's like, I knew you was gonna ask me that.
And then nowadays they be trying to add new stuff.
Yeah.
Let's add something new. Let's put the kale on.
Yeah, kale or some cauliflower or some shit.
Keep it traditional.
Fuck out of here. What you got to do with cauliflower on Thanksgiving? Pilgrims ain't had no damn cauliflower.
Looking at old pictures of
Yeah,
pilgrims.
right.
Nah, I don't see
I
cauliflower.
don't see no cauliflower on this damn table. I drew this picture in 3rd grade, goddammit. Ain't no cauliflower out here.
Oh, man. So since we touched down, a lot of new stuff going on. We finally got the results.
Oh,
wow.
yeah. And in case you didn't know, this is the Push the Culture podcast with your man G Wheeler.
And I'm Reese.
And my man Reese over there. You can find my Instagram at IG Wheeler.
And I'm Young_Reese.
And you can find us on our podcast Instagram at Push the Culture Podcast also.
Okay, so today what we're going to talk about is black men in America. Black gun ownership, the criminalization of
black men in America, black gun ownership. Damn, this all just sounds so like the black man in America. What else we got?
What's life like?
What's it really looking like out here? What else we got?
Criminalization of the black man.
Criminalization of the black man. That's black men in America. Yeah.
Employment and job discrimination of the black man.
Okay.
Then we're gonna talk about the feminist movement and how it affects the black man in the black household.
That's something that you have a lot of feelings about. You even heard the way that he emphasized that one right there. He's like, feminist attitude, the black man. You should see him. He had his kufi on this morning. Every day he had his kufi on today. Got the elevator. Got the whole. He on the whole black man movement today. So we ready to rock and roll. So go ahead, man.
I was just talking about. Just want to touch on that Kemp did end up winning that election.
Yeah, Kemp won.
Which is going to affect black men. Because one of the things that they were touching on with this election was, I guess, the increase of gangs, which will affect black men as far as prison rates, which is something we're going to touch on tonight.
Yeah.
And then,
one of my things was, I guess in our last discussion. Obviously, the first episode we talked about the election. Y'all go back and listen to that first episode. You want to hear our kind of thoughts on the governor's election, the midterms that just passed up. And then last week we were talking about gun ownership and specifically black gun ownership. And a little bit that we touched back on last week kind of made me think about a few issues that I kind of wanted to circle back around to. It doesn't really matter what side of the gun debate that you're on. The fact of the matter is that having a gun as a black man is dangerous. Like it's a fact. Like statistically speaking, being a black man is dangerous in America. Like existing, in Georgia under the laws that we currently have here in this country makes us almost like second class citizens in that we can't exercise our rights in the same way that everybody else can. You know what I mean? Achieving success for us is twice as hard, but we still, striving every single day to keep pushing. So, today we're gonna, we're gonna touch on a lot of the kind of issues that we feel like we have to overcome or we've had to overcome to get to where we are today, because we're not the kind of people who are going to sit here and make excuses. We're not going to sit here and make it seem like our plight is much harder than it is. Yeah, we didn't have to go through a lot of the stuff that our grandparents and our parents and their parents had to go through, but guess what? We still have the remnants of the things that was done to them that is still kind of push back on us. And so, specifically touching on, unable to us being unable to exercise our rights, going back to the whole gun ownership thing, 48% of white men own guns. Again, it's nearly half of all white men. Meanwhile, only 24% of non-white men own guns. My personal take on that is just because I think that, again, owning a gun as a non-white person in America is dangerous. You know what I mean? We're already demonized in the media. Everyone knows that when a black man is killed by the police, the first thing they're gonna say is that, oh, the victim was no angel. Like, they're gonna pull up his mugshot, they're gonna pull up his whole history, his traffic tickets, his goddamn, they're gonna do a biopsy on his damn brain. Yeah, they're gonna get his third grade detention rate. You know what I'm saying? And that's not the kind of thing that should be going on. You know what I mean?
And one of the things you touched on it briefly, but I was able to catch up on the story, was a security guard who tackled the suspect and had his gun in his hand, and when the police pulled up, they killed him.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you justify that?
This the same way they justified your boy Philando Castile. Yeah. You screwed up my man's name completely. You know what I mean? Like Philando Castile. Made my man rest in peace. But his situation is exactly what I mean when I say it's dangerous to have a gun.
Yeah. Like,
you have a gun legally and you end up getting killed by the person who is here that's supposed to protect you and protect your rights. To me, that's not okay. Having the actual gun, for me, you just ready for something bad to happen. Yeah. You ready for something bad to happen, and when you're ready for something bad to happen, I feel like that's what you're going to attract to yourself.
Yeah. So. And the only thing I would say is different than that. Everything you say about it. The only thing I feel is different about that is in this particular situation, not that any other one are justified. In this particular situation, security guard was doing his job, so he's armed at work.
Which is even worse.
Yeah, which is worse because it's like you can't even do your job as a security guard. Now that may not be a place of employment that you can hold.
And when you can't do your job, and when you can't ride in a car with your gun, when you can't own a gun or have a gun that is within your legal rights without having to be worried, you have been made to feel unsafe by having a gun.
Yeah.
Which will then do what? You don't want a gun no more.
Right.
So now you are part of a whole class of citizens now. Yeah. What I will call a second class of citizens who doesn't feel safe exercising their rights.
Which is a problem in itself.
Which I feel is a major problem.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's just what I feel like I had to get off my chest from last week.
And then I want to clear up one stat you dropped on me. Because you hit me with a killer stat last week.
Yeah. Because you did come for my head. You did try to come for my head. based on the crime rate, right? You said crime rate. Now, I didn't say nothing back because you said crime rate, right? But when we start looking at back to the conversation that we were having, had to deal with the laws concerning gun ownership, right? So Georgia, you could have a gun. I could go. There's a gun show behind my house this weekend. I could go there and buy whatever gun I want. I don't even know if I need a license. All I need is a signature on a piece of it's so easy to get a gun here. It's ridiculous, and it's the exact opposite in New York. It's impossible. Yeah, it's impossible to get a gun. The guns are literally illegal in New York City. You could say Second Amendment my ass no. Not happen. And so one of the comments that Reese had made was that, well, why y'all? Well, if you so many damn guns, if y'all ain't got no guns, then why so much crime up there, right? And I was, and so I didn't say anything back, but the facts are clear, and the statistics. Damn it, I can't talk tonight. The statistics show that. In terms of firearm deaths per 100,000 people, Georgia had 14.9 firearm deaths per 100,000 people, and state of New York, had 4.4 per 100,000 people, which is 1/3, which means that the firearm death rate in Georgia is 3 times higher than it is in New York. Now, you could say that's due to the laws. I'm not gonna get into the whole gun debate again,
but I just wanted to drop
that. But it is what it is. It is what it is. You know what I mean?
And then I think that leads us into the next criminalization of the black man.
Oof, man, that's heavy, man.
Mass incarceration.
That's heavy, man.
So
hit him with it, bro.
So I just want to drop a couple facts, just the basis points of it. Okay, so there, the old comment that a lot of black men are in jail.
Yeah.
That's why ain't no good black men.
That's what they love to say.
That's what they love to say. Now I looked it up. Now it says 6% of black men are in jail. So that's 6%.
6%.
6%. I mean it's a lot.
Now let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Right? When you hear that 6% of black men is in jail, does that surprise you?
No.
It doesn't surprise you.
No, I would have thought the number would be higher.
So then it does surprise you?
But I would have thought it'd be higher in that range. Somewhere about 6-8%, maybe 10 pushing it.
When I heard that figure, I was surprised. I'm not gonna lie.
You thought it was low or high?
I thought that the number was low, and I thought it would have been higher. I'm not gonna sit here and seem like I haven't been just as affected of the perception of my own people.
Yeah.
Because we can sit here and we understand certain things, but when you hear, what do you think the percentage of black men that's in jail? 6 is not the number.
Yeah.
I may say upwards of 10 would have been a number I would have expected, somewhere between 10 and 15%.
And I think that comes from the notion of, you hear the word tossed around, 1 in 5 black men is in jail. And I've heard that stat.
Dead or in jail.
Yeah, dead or in jail, 1 in 5. Yeah. And that's extremely high. But that goes to the propaganda of, we want black men to look bad. Now
let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Have you felt that the propaganda has even affected your attitude towards black men?
I feel in a sense, yeah.
Yeah.
And I try to be conscious of it.
Isn't that interesting though?
Yeah.
It's almost like like that song, they taught you to hate yourself and love their wealth.
Yeah.
That's why where the ball is at? Drug dealer by Jordan, crack kid by crack, man.
White nigga rich off all that.
Yeah.
So I mean, as far as that go, there's times where I see black men out and I'm like, yeah, let me move to the other side of the street. and I look at myself because I'm like, yo, I know people look at me and do it.
So you know what I'm guilty of?
Yeah.
If I'm getting in my car, because I am more careful when it comes to people getting me at opportune times when I'm vulnerable getting in the car, rushing you, opening your car door, rushing you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just getting in my car. I'm in an awkward position. You getting in, like, and then out of nowhere, you getting rushed type shit, right? So, I don't walk past my car and circle back around afterwards.
Yeah.
Because I seen some people that I just was like, nah, not today.
I
don't need this right. Like, and I'm always looking to see if anybody's plotting on me. Anyway.
Yeah.
You let me tell you, I don't give a damn if you white, black, or indifferent, motherfucker. You plotting on me
See,
while I'm out the street.
That be the thing too. So I'm not going, like you say, I'm not going to just limit it to a black man. If it's dark outside,
it don't matter who you are. Yeah.
If it's dark outside, I ain't got time for this.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you wearing. Nah. Yeah. Nah. Yeah. And you know what's gonna freak me out even more? I would be more comfortable if I saw a dude in a sweatsuit and a hoodie walking down than if I saw a dude in some fucking khakis and some boat shoes. I'm gonna be like, yo, that motherfucker is a psycho.
Not like
what the fuck is going on out here?
Yeah. And then I go to school down in Georgia State, man. So we in the city, and all my classes are at night.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of stuff going on there. You got mad robberies out there. So I just need distance between
people
me
breaking
and,
in the cars and shit. Yeah.
So I'm like, I just need distance between me and anybody.
So and here's my other question.
Okay.
When you assign the perpetrator of those attacks, what does he look like?
Mostly black.
Doesn't that hurt though?
Yeah, it hurt. It's me.
That hurts. Though.
Yeah.
Like that hurts me. Like because I do the same thing.
But I think it's not only the propaganda of looking at it on TV. Most times it tends to be criminals, but black people tend to be poor. So people with money not robbing you. Okay. Black people don't have the same opportunity that a lot of people got. So people without, I don't think it's black people to rob. It's poor people to rob.
So let me ask you this. So when the white man gives you the same explanation as to the reason why he does what he does, how do you explain that?
To understand, I understand it, but I don't. Because I don't understand it because he's saying black. I feel like you have to make a distinction.
You saying black too.
But I'm assigning it to the black man because
that's what I mean. What the hell? What's the difference though? And that's kind of the root of the conversation that we're having today. It's because I can look at my own people in a certain way that's not necessarily good or helpful or in the best light. I'm the same way. When I hear that somebody's breaking into cars in the neighborhood, it's a group of fucking teenagers, anywhere between 18 and 22 years old, breaking into cars in the motherfucking neighborhood, and they black. Yeah. And they probably going to smoke weed all day. These are the things that I've already assigned because number one, after being around that element and knowing a little bit about it, those are the people who I saw. Yeah. That were doing that.
But at the same time, it goes to the surroundings. So mostly everybody hanging around is going to be black. So when I was a young lad, everybody I hung around with was black. Yeah. So when criminal activity happened, they were people around me, so they were black. So I'm sure there were white kids doing the same thing. And that goes to white kids smoking weed at the same rate black kids smoke.
Yeah. Well, that's obvious.
Yeah. But blacks get charged more than...
Sidebar on that, right?
Yeah.
So I work in the suburbs now, right? So I've been seeing, it's a neighborhood, whatever, small town. I've been seeing these kids, because actually right by our old high school. Yeah. In fucking Snellville. Yeah. I've been seeing kids, there'll be like 3 or 4 of them in a car. White, black, it don't matter, right? So then this is when I feel better about the generalizations that maybe I don't feel better, but anyway, I feel a certain way about the generalizations that I've made because I see a group of black kids going somewhere. I saw them like a week ago. And they were riding down one of these back streets, and I'm like, look at y'all. think I don't know where y'all are going, what y'all about to do. Y'all about to go do something y'all ain't got no damn business doing, right?
Yeah.
So whatever. Now of course, there's some factors. There's some history behind my own behavior and what they were doing and what it looked like,
Yeah.
right? So then, just 2 days ago, I pull up at the Quick Trip at the gas station, and it's a car full of white. It's two white kids in the back seat. It's an older car, so I know they're teenagers. And the driver comes and gets in, right? And he gets in, and everybody's like all kind of huddled up in the car. I'm like, look at y'all, motherfuckers! I know what y'all doing. Y'all about to go smoke some weed. Y'all think y'all damn slick came to motherfucking Quick Trip to get a cigar. Get your ass on out of here. So, but I've made that distinction.
Yeah.
With both.
Yeah.
So just a quick sidebar to maybe.
Well, I think off of that, man. I think with us being older, now we start to pay attention more to the black youth. So now it's like, boy, I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop that shit.
Yeah.
Stop that
shit. I know what you're doing.
I know what you're doing.
Stop what you're doing.
Stop what you're doing.
I ain't doing that. Stop what you're doing.
I already know. I already know. And I think that used to happen to us, and we would be like, oh, nah, man, you don't know.
Yeah, get the fuck out of
here.
Yeah, it's the year 2000, nigga. What you talking about, man?
What
It's a
you
new
know?
millennium, man. It's a new millennium. You don't know nothing.
Nah. So back to the 6%. Okay, 6% doesn't look bad, but compared to all other men, this 6% is black men.
6% of black men
are in jail. Compared to other men, it's 2%.
Okay.
So now when you triple that number, and us only making up 6% of the American population, black men. So now other men who make up more of the population, only 2% of their men are going to jail, and then us making up men of color make up like 60% of the prison population. So it goes to.
Well, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
You know, we are. If you talk about 3 times.
Yeah.
And 2/3.
Yeah.
Those numbers aren't too far off.
But it goes back to being targeted. Like you said, like we just got to talk. We're black men, and we can look at a group of black boys and be like, oh, y'all up to no good.
Mm-hmm.
The police doing the same thing.
Exactly.
They doing the
same thing. So, is it their fault?
To an extent, it is, because that same white boys that you said, oh, I know what y'all doing too.
Mm-hmm.
They saying I know what y'all doing, but I'm gonna leave y'all alone.
You don't know that. You don't know that. You don't know that. I mean, I'd like.
Yeah.
Don't
we gotta assume. Yeah.
I'd like to get on this train with you too, but the fact is, you don't know that.
Yeah.
Because you know them white boys in high school used to get in trouble just as much. They used to be what they used to be in the shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I got on probation. I got caught with. Maybe they had more chances.
But they was wilding though.
They was wilding.
Like the same stuff we was doing on a low key level. Yes, they was just wilding. Like you can't
out. Yes. Not in the system.
Now the same white boy that was doing, and this is all off of observation. The same white boy that was moving just like we was moving. They not messing with him.
Oh no.
They not messing with him at all. Like we got the same one that didn't come to class do nothing.
Yeah.
Came in with the same red eye.
Yeah.
They leave him alone.
Yeah.
Now the one that's out there wilding with the hip hop music, and they saying, nah, fam.
Yeah. You doing too much.
Yeah, you doing too much. You making us look bad in the street.
You making us look way too bad.
So yeah, they gonna get the probation.
Yeah.
Cause you hot. I would expect anybody that's hot to get But I think like as I look at the numbers, like it's a problem.
What numbers? What are we looking at?
Okay, so 34% of all black men, ex-offenders. That's 1/3.
Ooh, see that's
a big number.
That's a big number.
Yeah.
And so that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's so interesting that you would be able to say that 6% are currently in.
Yeah.
That 34% have been in at some point or another.
Yeah. So they got a criminal record. So what does that criminal record do? If you got 1/3 of your population that got criminal records, you can't vote till you serve all that paperwork. And that's one thing that a lot of people need to know. Once you get all that paperwork, you can vote again.
Yes, in Georgia, when you're off probation, when you finish your sentence, when you're done, your voting rights are automatically reinstated. And if you don't live in Georgia, go out and check your own laws to see if your state, how to get your voting rights back, because that's very important. Very, very, very important.
And then Florida, they just passed the same law. You can vote as a felon.
Even though they wasn't letting people do it. And I saw a whole story on how they was denying people to, and basically it was like a panel. You had to go and beg to the white man to see if you can get your vote back. One dude, he did a whole community service project that's helping kids come out. They said nope.
Yeah.
They said, why not? They said, well, we just said no. Yeah. It's not merit based. It don't got nothing to do with what you done did, with nothing. They don't care. It's yes or no.
Yeah.
And they said no.
We don't feel like letting you vote today.
Yeah, we don't. No, thank you.
And I think that's one of the big issues. Also, if you have I posted this stat a couple weeks ago on my personal IG. If you have a conviction of a felony based off of a drug offense, you can't get financial aid.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Yeah, you can't get. So now.
But the truth is.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how much it is. The truth is that most people don't actually end up having that affect them adversely.
Yeah.
They ask you a yes or no question.
Yeah.
There's no formal background check with a FAFSA application.
Yeah.
It's just throwing that out there.
But the only reason I say that is, it is a roadblock.
It is.
So when we're talking about going to college, we're talking about people 18, 24.
Yeah.
So say you 18.
17, shit.
You depending on your state, you 17, 18, maybe 16. Yeah. And you get a drug charge. You get hit as a felon as an adult. So now you trying to go to school, which we already talked about. Money has been an issue in the black community. You trying to go to school, and you have this barrier. So now you got to figure out how to pay for school off of a crime that you committed as a juvenile. And it's only
it don't even stop there.
Yeah.
So let's say you come up through that. You know what I'm saying? You come up through that, and let me not even do this. Those of y'all who don't know me, I had some issues when I was younger. I was wild. Like, I thought I was a damn gangster. I thought, right? Anyway, ended up doing a whole bunch of stuff I shouldn't have been doing. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm kind of so passionate about this kind of subject and this topic, especially as it concerns voting rights or things like that. We talked about voting in our first time. I just voted in my first election for the first time ever because I was not on probation. I wasn't on probation 4 years ago either, but this time I did. Last time it was a presidential election. Fucking Georgia's a red state. Like this, I didn't feel it. There wasn't a point. And I wasn't about to go stop and go vote anyway. It was whatever. But I just voted in my first election. And it has a lot to do with exactly what you're describing. And so I've gone through all of that after you serve your sentence. And then you get a something minor.
Yeah.
I got caught for driving on a suspended license one time.
Yeah.
Driving to work because they suspended my license and I didn't know about it.
Oh, I hate the same thing.
Yeah.
Went to jail.
Yeah, went to jail.
And had a legal license.
Yeah.
Had a legal license at the time.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Anyway, so they'll violate you on some shit like that, and then extend your probation so you can't even get off, right?
Yeah.
So let's say you finish your probation and you get your rights back, right?
Yeah.
And this is all something that you do when a kid. This was all done when I was 18 years old.
Yeah.
Barely 18 years old.
Yeah.
Right? All these things. And that has haunted me. I'm 31 today. Every single job, every single apartment, every single application, everything that I have done, this has come back on me one way or another.
Yeah.
I had to pay more money to get an apartment for my deposit. I done got denied jobs. I done got denied. I had a job at 22 years old. They was gonna pay me a $40,000 base plus commission on mortgages.
What?
They say, yeah, job's yours. Can you pass a background check? Job's yours, bro. All you gotta do is just fill this paper out. As long as it comes back good, you're good. It's like,
About to take this chance though.
I mean, I filled it out.
Yeah.
It came back exactly how I knew it was
You
going to
already know.
and I did not get that damn job.
Yeah.
And so I've had to fight. I've had to rankle. I've had to struggle. And again, for something that happened when I was 18 years old.
Yeah.
18 years old. And then not even something supposedly happened
Yeah.
when I was 18 years. Now, I was wild, don't get
Yeah.
me wrong. But this particular thing had supposedly been done when I was 18 years old. And I've been paying for it ever since. So when they come and get you,
Yeah. Oh, they trying to get you on the
they
back.
trying to keep you down there.
Yeah.
And they don't care. You on probation. For all my people out there on probation, y'all know.
Yeah.
Hey, probation officer say you need to be here at 1:00.
Don't be late.
Don't be late. Not only don't be late, but they don't care if you gotta be at work.
Yeah.
They don't care if you work on the other side of town. And when you come, you better have their money too.
But that's the reason we need you to show up.
That's why they want you there.
We don't care what you
They don't give
just
a
bring
damn.
that
I don't
check.
care. Just bring that money.
Yeah.
Just bring that money and piss in this cup so we can charge this to the state.
Yeah.
We're gonna charge the state $300 for this piss test.
We about to eat.
And we about to eat plus the money that you came, and we getting a supervision fee. So we straight.
Yeah. And then it's just, like that whole system is designed, and we seen it play out. And I think a lot of people, I think like the Meek situation brought it to light. But I think some people just think this only happens to Meek. Like it's people that stay on probation 10 years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This is a lot.
Oh yeah.
Especially
because probation's a trap.
Yeah.
Probation is the ultimate trap.
Yeah. You just gotta serve 2 years. You do 10 years of probation. Nah.
Yep.
Let me get that 3.
Yep.
Let me get 3 or 4.
Give me the
right now.
whole
Yeah.
3 right now. Bro, I've been there. I've been in those places where those guys have gotten those papers and they said, nope,
Yeah.
I ain't doing. They say I can't do probation.
Yeah.
They said they're gonna come get me. It's gonna be one thing that's gonna be in the nope. Just give me the whole sentence right now. I don't want no probation.
Cause it's not even it's not even that you get charged with a crime. Getting arrested is the violation to your probation.
Getting arrested,
Yeah.
getting stopped, any contact by the police is a potential violation.
Yeah.
That's a potential violation. Just getting stopped, getting pulled over for a busted tail light could be a potential violation.
And now you gotta go serve time. So now you caught back up in this.
On an extreme case, yeah, now you gotta go serve time. On a bad case, they just extend your probation for another 6 months to a year.
Yeah. And I feel like it starts young. Like this targeting of black boys.
Talk to us.
Targeting of black boys
Talk
starts
to
in 3rd grade.
Talk to us.
So you take this test in 3rd grade, right? ITBS test, or maybe another type of standardized test, right?
Depending on where you live at, yeah.
And yeah. So you think this is test? You know, a lot of us. I know in 3rd grade, I didn't think this was a serious test. I took it kind of serious, but I ain't. You be studying for this. So now, based off of this test, off of how you do, if you do poorly, especially if you're in a black neighborhood, they build another cell. They build another prison off of that. If the test scores are high, they build like more colleges, invest more in colleges. So it's already deemed that, hey, if you ain't, which we know that these tests are biased based off of color. So if you're doing bad on that test, they already plan for you to go to jail. So it's already been designed for you to serve time.
The funding
Yeah,
has gone to those police departments,
yeah,
has hired more officers, has put more cars on the road
yeah.
because they know you coming.
And then if
They
you
know all y'all coming.
So then if you take it, you're more likely, if you're a father or a parent to serve time, so you're more likely to go to jail. So they already counting the people who've already gone to jail. Now if you look at it, we're 80s babies, so you're coming off of that crack epidemic. So a lot of the a lot of the people that are in their 30s, maybe late 20s, maybe early 40s, probably have parents that were in the system. So you are already deemed to go back to jail because your parents were in jail, most likely incarcerated, which is the mass incarceration that came through Bill Killing, passing those laws, which we talked about a little bit on the first week. And then on top of that, you gotta understand what was going on.
I got a question.
Yeah.
I got a question. So, I hear a lot of people talk about the laws
Yeah.
that was passed in the '90s that locked up all the black folks. I feel like I have a different kind of opinion concerning those laws.
Okay.
And I could also just be really stupid and blind to the fact that I just genuinely stuck up for those
Yeah.
guys. Like I don't know. Like
Yeah.
I like Bill Clinton. Like I don't know, whatever. He was one of those guys. Like he was the president as I was growing up. You know what I mean? Like
face you knew.
yeah,
And
he
he
was
had
what I
facts.
knew. He was a lot of people's Obama. Like
Yeah.
Obama is a much better example. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But depending upon who you are, if you Muslim and you lived in Iraq,
Yeah.
you might have different kind of feelings against Obama too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In a few years, 10 years. But anyway, during that era,
Yeah.
there was a lot of crime.
Yeah.
First of all,
That needed to be shut down.
crime was a big problem.
Yeah.
Back then, guns was a problem, crack was a problem. Like, it was bad. I don't want to say what should they have done because I don't want to get in that discussion. But what was the alternative to the crime bill that locked those people? Because you asking me, all the motherfuckers need to go to jail.
Okay.
Because niggas out here wilding.
Okay.
Like they needed to go.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they needed to stay as long as they stayed.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that their sentences should have been 30 and 40 and 50,
Yeah.
100 years for 6 rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, but that needed to be put down. Do you agree?
I agree. But okay. Actually, I don't agree.
You don't agree?
I don't agree because there was so much to it. So you privatize the prison, right? So now when you privatize the prison, you have to create crime, and so now we have to fill up these prisons.
You think that's what happened?
Yeah.
Do you think they privatized prisons and created crime?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I know where you're going from there, but I think it's important to. Do you think that are you saying so? Let me just get this straight. Do you think that it was a concerted effort by the executive office, by the administration, to go through these motions of privatizing prisons, creating crime, locking them up?
Yeah. I don't think Clinton was the one to create the crime. I think he was the cleanup man.
Okay.
He was the cleanup man. He was the man that's gonna come in here and say he was great white hope.
That's what I feel. That's how I feel about that. That echoes my sentiments.
I'm about to come in y'all neighborhoods. Y'all got so much crime out here due to Reaganomics. But I'm about to come in here. I'm about to get all the criminals up out your neighborhood. About to shut all this down. Okay. But you gotta look at what else was going on at the time.
Okay.
You just now coming off discrimination, like off.
But see, here's the thing. This
Yeah.
is my problem with the state of affairs in America anyway. Because one change doesn't do it.
Yeah.
2 changes doesn't do it.
Yeah.
You know, any rule. I don't want to say any, but many rules that you can apply to a situation to rectify it don't take into account a whole lot of other factors that went into the current state of affairs, like what you're describing.
Yeah.
So, we had this whole. I mean, you could. Let me tell it. The CIA put crack, or put cocaine and crack into black neighborhoods in the late 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say about it. I don't care how you feel about it. That's how I feel what happened, or that's what I believe happened based on things that I read. So, with that being said, I don't think that that was a necessarily a conscious thing from the administration,
Yeah.
because I feel like the CIA kind of operates on its own
Yeah.
in many respects. Um, but off of that same topic, I think it's important to know that there's more than one thing at play at a time. So yeah, he comes and solves the crime, but little did you know that the CIA planted this crack thing that's already destroyed, millions of families across America, and now you come in and get rid of the crime
What you call
that was caused by the system.
Yeah.
You didn't necessarily cause it, but now you have a problem that you have to solve.
Yeah. What do you do?
What do you do there? You have to solve the problem.
I feel like you're in a. If you don't acknowledge the system, yeah, that's the solution. If you don't acknowledge the 80s, 70s, 60s, and all that, right? And you come in straight into the 90s, right? And you come in your neighborhood and you see there's nothing but crime going on. There's nothing but crime. There's been bodies being dropped. There's crack rock being smoked. Oh, we got to get all the drug dealers out of here. But that's not acknowledging like what America has
But that's
done.
not how America operates.
Yeah, but that's why I say when you say is there anything else he could have done? No, there's nothing. But at the same time, yeah, because
There's nothing that would have actually been done.
yeah, like
You can't put a reasonable expectation on him
right.
to make the kind of changes that would have been necessary
'Cause
to
then you
truly fix the problem.
Because then you got to take accountability of all. America has to take accountability.
Exactly, which is never gonna happen.
So we got to make it seem like it's the drug dealers' fault.
But that's why I don't blame.
Yeah,
I don't place any blame on, that administration for them locking up a whole bunch of Negroes. Unfortunately,
but
I feel like it was a bad situation.
but I feel like you got to though.
What were they supposed to do to get rid of all?
And I don't feel like locking them up was a bad thing. I feel like the stuff that came with it, three strike law, like you say, locking somebody up 60 years. Like okay, you get somebody with 5 years, okay, yeah, they might not learn, but 60 years for crack rock, like
Yeah, non-violent, no.
yeah, you this is what you getting, and then you also got mandatory minimums. You got first-time offenders getting charged, because first-time offender, I don't think that came out till way after Clinton. Well, right after. So you got first-time offenders doing 10 years for something new that they didn't know mandatory minimums for. So we gonna slap you, and then mandatory minimums for. So there's a cocaine epidemic going on in the white neighborhood, right? So for the same cocaine that they're doing, they get caught with that. You're getting like I think mandatory minimum like 2-3 years off of cocaine.
Sense and disparities,
Yeah. So you got cocaine, you getting 2 or 3 years for it. Crack rock, you getting 10 for it.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's the issue. If you slap cocaine with 10 years, cool. Or if you slapping crack rock with 2 to 3 years, just like you slapping cocaine with, then cool. But you know that crack is a cheaper drug, which is going to affect again people without money.
See, and that's the thing. I think that there are large scale kind of deep cover for lack of a better word, institutions that have that malicious intent. But when it comes to the president in the White House, he's just trying to deal with what is in front. With former presidents in the White House, they have just been trying to deal with what's in front of them.
I mean, in that same situation, I wouldn't know what to do.
In that situation, if you're the president, you're gonna be like, well, shit, we can't just.
Yeah. Can't ignore the situation.
We can't just let them keep doing this. You can't be soft on crime.
Yeah.
And
I feel like that was one of the things that really set the black community back. And then you coming off of that, the real reason I feel like that was one of the worst. Like that whole Generation X, that was one of the worst generations because you're coming off of the civil rights movement and you're coming into the crack epidemic, and also you're coming into integration. So with the civil rights movement, with the end of that, so in the '60s you lose King and you lose X.
You didn't lose them; they were murdered.
Yeah.
As a concerted effort by the FBI.
So
don't get me on my conspiracy theory shit today.
No, but in 1990, Coretta Scott King won a case against the U.S. government, and 1999 won a case against the U.S. government for the setup and murder of Dr. King. So she won a case against that.
I never knew that.
Yeah. So this is proven. X.
I never knew that.
X we still trying to find out about. But so that tells you.
Get your hand
yeah,
up.
get your hand. And I don't know if you listen to Dick Gregory, but he explains how the U.S. government has something to do with X's murder. But like you say, that's conspiracy. That hasn't been proven yet.
Okay.
But then you have in the '70s, you have the Panthers start to rise before the '70s, but this is when you start to see the Panthers fall off during the '70s. Fred Hammond, Huey Newton wasn't murdered, but they dismantled his whole organization.
They railroaded.
Yeah. So you start to see this, and then as soon as you get rid of all these black leaders, crack rock and heroin flood the neighborhood, and then you have poverty because the family's being broken down. So now.
I mean, okay, so not to steal your thunder, but there was heroin in the black community in the '70s.
Yeah.
So, Nicky Bonds and Frank Lucas and them boys. I mean, the Panthers were still around, the black leaders were still around, and motherfuckers were still shooting heroin to their veins. Right. So, let's not just gloss over that either.
But I feel like heroin was after King now. That was late '60s.
Yeah,
'70s. Yeah. So heroin was around with the Panthers.
Yeah.
And you also had the gang starting to be developed. So I feel like as far as that goes, this is when the black community starts breaking up. There's no direction. Integration is coming. The ones that are not in the drug trade are starting to run.
But you're making it seem like you need direction. Like I get that black leaders are valuable, but I don't know. I guess I just had a feeling about how you say that there's no direction. Like, where's our direction now? Like,
I feel like there's still no direction.
I'm just out here trying to get it on. I'm trying to get it every day. Like, I don't need, some thought leader that's pointing the way to, empowering the black man.
I feel like now you don't need that same civil rights leader, and then to put it civil rights like we're with King and X, that's civil rights, like that is the rights to be treated civil. Right now, I feel like we still need leaders economically, as far as being able to, I guess, pun on words, push the culture forward.
You know what? That's a good point. Because economic leaders would do a lot for our mentality and our wealth building. Yeah. So many people are trying to make money off teaching how to build wealth. Yeah. And not necessarily being a thought leader for the community in regards to how to build wealth. Okay. Like you remember we talked about the REIT, the REIT. Yeah. Right? With your boy Jay Morrison there. Right. I'm not about to get off on but we ain't about to go over there, but
it's selling they selling game.
Yeah, they selling we know they selling game.
They selling.
By the way, do not. Do not.
I feel like okay, even if it's real game and it works, and I still want to look more into Jay Morrison. Just because I believe what he's doing, but I don't know if it's real. Like, I don't think that you should be selling game. Okay, so you
We
got
both know.
yeah,
We both know. You want to
yeah,
believe in it, but
yeah. I want to believe in it, but I yeah.
we both know.
So just with the fact of doing that, there's so many people out here like buy my book. I'm gonna tell you how to get rich. I feel like as a black man, no, you can't sell information.
No,
You got if you know the game and you know how to do it, start businesses, start hiring black people.
not even start with because okay, the business has to make money.
Yes,
The business is going to make money by telling other people that you are going to help them make more money.
right.
So what people need to understand is that those books that those people put out is a tool that's designed. It's a marketing tool.
Yeah,
A book is a marketing tool. That book is there. That is there's in marketing. There's a concept known as a funnel.
yeah,
Right. Purchasing a book on subjects like how to make more money and things like that. That is a what's called a marketing like lead magnet. That's the top of the funnel. They're getting you into their funnel. So after you read their book, you are going to go and you're going to research them. You're going to see that they have a couple of products that you may be able to buy. After you buy a couple of their products, they may hit you with a sale to buy some more products. After you've bought that, they'll tell you about this coaching program that they have that's exclusive, that's a little bit higher ticket. If you buy that, then they'll get you into something that's even higher. So their only mission is to make money off of you.
yeah,
Now, I'm not saying that in the midst of there that you won't get some really great, really valuable information, but they're not like they're not out here like fighting for your for the good of the community to have more knowledge, to be more financially versed.
yeah. And see that goes to you touched on what I'm kind of what I'm saying. Like, I don't think you should use the plight of Black America as your sales pitch. Like consciously. Okay, so like I'm in finance, right?
It can be your sales pitch as long
Yeah.
as you're not selling nothing.
Like I'm in finance, right? And there are financial advisors, but like, okay, if I know something about like, yo, the housing market may be about to crash, me as wanting to see the black plight, I can't sell you a book on how to avoid that. I just gotta tell you, I gotta give you that for free. Because I need you as a black man, I need you to succeed. And I may have a different way of thinking, but if I got insight as far as how this works, I can't sell that to you. Like, I would rather do my finance in another area and give away that knowledge. I'd rather.
I think what's interesting is that there is no with what you're talking about. There's no surefire way
Yeah,
to do it, right?
yeah,
So there's things that you can try that may work, but there's no like surefire way. So then the information that you're giving isn't necessarily a formula. It's a I did this, something like this, and it worked. So maybe you should try something like this. Or I know that something like this worked for somebody else that I worked with, so maybe you should try it too.
yeah,
So it's not like a I'd be curious to see what a Martin Luther King of financial wealth building would look like.
oh,
Like that character would, and I usually use character in a negative way, but that person, I feel like would have to have a message that is really just simply grounded in truth, and I feel like those things are just so common with the information age.
yeah.
I just don't see it.
But that's why I'm saying, like, if you're in the like, say you're on like trying to get black people to start businesses, and you got all the insight, right? I feel that if you have all the insight, you start a business. Like, Steve Jobs ain't telling you how to start Apple. He's starting Apple and he's hiring you. If you want to empower black people, you start Apple and you hire people.
Okay.
And so that takes me to like the
But how many people is he empowering? So Steve Jobs was obviously a capitalist. He was an inventor. He was out to add new things to the world. He didn't necessarily have anybody's best interest in heart. He didn't have a community. He just wanted to invent things and have these awesome inventions for the world. Is out here that is ready to freely give away, information that you may or may not act on? Like that could be a waste of time and that could be frustrating.
Yeah.
So how do you then gauge how effective your message is, and if you're even helping anybody?
I feel like you gotta create jobs. Like, don't sell the message, create the job. We need more black men in the workforce as far as creating new things. So
This is an age old conversation.
So-
we've been having for about a year, a year or two now.
So one of the things that I looked up, okay, so jobs. 42% of black men work white collar compared to 75% of all men. So white collar is office jobs, working like IT or not physical labor.
Mm-hmm.
So 42% of that are working at 75. 3/4 of all men do that.
That's
Less than half of us do that. So
more than half of us are working in jobs that are more labor intensive.
30% in blue collar and 23% in service. So that okay, so you got this many black men not in executive positions. So a lot goes to executive positions, right? So when you're in executive
You're not even
position,
talking about executive.
but just in
We're
just in the
talking
table
about
a little
just,
bit.
you're just talking about somebody just that goes to an office every day.
Yeah. So that's even less. So when we talk about executive positions, that's even less. We're just talking about an office. So if you have more than half of your men doing labor intensive, that means when they get old, bodies worn out. And if 75% of all men are in white collars, that's where the money's at. And less than half of us are where the money's at. So that becomes an issue. So that becomes back to hiring discrimination. Back at looking at names, not hiring, different cultural things, not hiring. And if you're not,
It goes back further than that too.
yeah,
It's not just you go before the hiring. You was talking school to prison pipeline.
yeah,
It starts with that education.
already. So now,
Because if they're not giving young black boys, the same education, the same level of education, then they're doomed from right there. So yeah, you can say, oh well, there's other kids that they're into other things. Yeah, there's other programs that get them interested in those other things too. There's funding that goes into, engineering programs, coding programs. My brother right now, he's taking actually all three of them. They took coding classes in high school.
yeah,
They're doing engineering in high school. And he's not in anything that's super advanced. He does have advanced classes, but this in particular is available to everybody. Just simple engineering and coding. Like what? That stuff is not that. How many schools in DeKalb County got that?
now I'm gonna tell you. So my little, she go to school in DeKalb County, right? So they got the MacBooks or the what do they call them? Chromebooks. They got the Chromebooks.
I was about to say MacBooks.
No, they got the
DeKalb County
Chromebooks.
about to get indicted.
So they got the Chromebooks, and they told them like a couple weeks into school, I guess they didn't have all the deposits, like $20.
Mm.
They told the students if we don't get the deposits, we're gonna have to take the Chromebooks back, and we got to send them to another school that can pay for them. So now you got two issues there. You got kids that are realizing that their parents can't afford the proper education for them, and that there are kids in better situations.
How much was the?
$20. $20 you pay for the year.
Look here, bro.
Yeah.
We both know that 99.5% of those students have parents that can afford
$20.
$20.
Yeah.
But okay.
But then it goes to okay. So you look at the parents. You say okay, the parents can afford that. But even if they can't afford it, and they're not paying it. It's not affecting the parents. I mean, in the long run, it affect the parents, but this student got to deal with that. So now you already set
And
back.
the student doesn't know
Yeah.
until they get older the kind of things that they didn't take advantage of, the kind of things that happened to them while they were younger. They have no idea.
So you already set back if they take them Chromebooks away from you.
It's not. It's the Chromebooks is a microcosm for something that's much bigger.
Yeah.
Right. The Chromebooks are representative of music classes, are representative of engineering classes, STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. Like these. That's what the Chromebooks are indicative of. Is hey, let's take this stuff to someone who's going to pay for it.
Yeah.
I mean, resources obviously cost money, but look here. What is more important?
Yeah. Making more productive citizens, or this $20. I mean, you need the $20 because you're gonna need that deposit to make sure the Chromebooks come back. But at the end of the day, we gotta figure this out.
Yeah.
If it don't get paid for, we still gotta figure it out. And they still got the Chromebooks, but it's just the fact that was even brought up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is these students are not getting the same opportunity because I'm for certain they not sending out them threats in like other school districts, especially.
You'll be surprised.
But in non-white school districts,
You'll be surprised if that money ain't coming in.
Yeah, the money's not coming in, but I don't feel like it's as much of a push.
No, because they got booster. Yeah, they got booster clubs. They got parents in the neighborhoods that'll give money. You know what that.
It's gonna turn around.
Yeah,
it's gonna be back.
Yeah, they'll be all right.
Yeah,
they turn that around real quick.
But you setting these black kids behind, so when they do graduate, blue collar, which is slowly being phased out, blue collar. So now
you talking about graduating at the high school level?
Yeah, when they graduate at the high school level and go into the workforce.
Okay.
So now they haven't been able to keep up to date with the school and their schooling. So now they go get a job. And you know, when you come out of high school, you're like, man, I get whatever job I want to. You don't realize how serious like college education or secondary education is. So now you end up doing warehouse work, which falls into that blue collar. Which there's nothing wrong with warehouse work.
And let's take the good side, right? So you taking the I don't want to say the bad side, but the
worst case scenario.
The worst case in quote scenario.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the fact that the unemployment rate for black college graduates is almost twice as high, or at least was almost twice as high as grads overall.
Yeah.
2013.
Yeah. So it's like, even if
blacks are unemployed at twice the rate with a college education.
Yeah.
Why? Do you know that another stuff, I'm gonna hit you with the stats here.
Okay.
So another one is that a black applicant with a black sounding name, Maurice,
not that
has to work 50% harder than a non-white person just to get a call back.
Yeah.
Not even get the interview, not get nowhere else, just for the initial call. If you put in, if Gary puts in 10 applications, Jamal has to put in 15.
Yeah.
Just to get the same call.
Yeah. Then you get frustrated with the system.
And you wonder why people feel disenfranchised. They don't want to vote. They don't want to be involved. They don't feel a part of their community. And you wonder why.
Yeah. And it's like, now, it's like the stats and everything. Well, we already know, like, as far as black men, America was designed on our back against us. And once slavery was over and we were no longer seen as property, how do you get them out of here?
Not out of here. How do we keep them in chains?
Yeah.
They weren't trying to get rid of us, that's for damn sure.
So that goes to the 50% plus being in service and blue collar, working, still picking up stuff. The prison.
I don't know, man. That's a stretch. I don't think I can hop on board with that one. I can't hop on board. I can't. That's a hell of a stretch, bro. You're saying 250 years later, niggas still picking up trash on the road. Like, no.
Go to the bottom of any company.
I'm not. I'm not.
At the
I'm
black,
not gonna do it.
you can go to the whitest neighborhood, right?
Uh-huh.
Go to the fast food chain.
Uh-huh.
You don't see people of color there.
Okay.
You don't see nobody in that neighborhood with the people of color. I've seen people catch buses from Stone Mountain all the way to Alpharetta
Mm-hmm.
to go work at fast food.
Work at Popeyes.
Yeah, work at Popeyes.
Yeah, I seen it too.
Still out there picking.
I see. But that's it.
Yeah.
That's a mentality. That's an education.
Yeah.
That's a socioeconomic issue.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
But it was created off of a lot of issues that led up to this.
So here's the thing. I wanna hear more about your favorite topic of the evening. The topic that you are most excited about in terms of the feminist movement and how that's interfering with the plight of the black man and all this other stuff. Tell me about that.
Okay, so follow me here, and I already know we about to disagree on this.
All right, I'm gonna follow you.
I feel like every time the black community is about to unite, here comes this feminist movement. So we just came off of Black Lives Matter, right? We coming together. Don't kill the black man no more. All of that. We all behind every black man. Trayvon Martin, and we everybody rallying together and saying, "Yo, the injustice of black people bad."
Mm-hmm.
Then boom, me too, me too. Breakdown. Black Lives Matter switches their rhetoric over to feminist, LGBT, and it's like, okay, what happened to the black family coming together?
Now, is your issue with the Me Too movement, the black feminist movement, or are your real issues with white women?
Both.
I named 3 things. It can't be both.
I feel like, okay, white women can be an issue, right? Because they let black women be in the forefront. They'll holler as far as the black women. Black women tend to be very vocal, and they're going to speak up, right? And so when you see the attack on men, it's coming louder from black women. But once everything dies down, white women tend to have the better end of the stick once everything dies down. And when black women come back home, they don't belittle their men so much because of all these other issues we talked about up until this point. And that attack from employment, government, and then your woman's attacking you, it's like, you can't win for lose. So now you coming back home, and now you're the independent girl, or the independent woman. You're the independent woman. You got to fend for yourself, and don't let you have children, because for the stats, 73% of black children come up in a single parent home. So don't let you have children, and then you implement that onto your children as far as black men ain't shit. And now your children grow up thinking the same thing, whether it's your black boy thinking he can't get ahead in life because his mom has disagreements with his father.
Not to mention that minority women are now controlling nearly half of all female-owned businesses.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there too, because they got to get out there and get it.
Yeah.
I was at a conference not too long ago, and I looked around and I said, "It's a lot of women here."
Yeah.
It's like a lot. It was a conference it was a mastermind conference for a lot of for black entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And I'm looking around and I'm like, there's a few black men in there, cool, but the amount of women there. And I turned to, one of my colleagues and I said, why do you think it is that there are so many female entrepreneurs versus males? Not the fact that the person who runs the mastermind is a male, right, black man. So she says to me, well, I know men follow men, so that make it. I see some men here, but I don't know. I don't know why there's so many females. So I had I guess one of my theories was, the absence of the black man in the household, which was quick, off the cuff, didn't really make any sense. She was like, not so much. And I said, well, what if it's the marginalization of women of color in corporate America in the work environment that causes them to reject this whole premise and become entrepreneurs? And she looked at me, she said, that's the one. She said, that's it right there.
Well, wouldn't that affect black men too?
No, because you don't have that same. You don't have that same. You don't have you don't have two things working against you, right?
But when I go to corporate America, right?
You can still be one of the guys.
Yeah.
And you're still a man.
Oh, I gotta disagree with that.
Okay.
Because when I go to corporate America, right, I see more black women in corporate America. Okay. When we're talking about positioning, we're comparing this to black men. We're talking about positioning as far as moving up the ladder, seeing more black women. You got a whole district in Fulton County, black judges, attorneys. You're not gonna see that same thing with black men. That's not happening. And it's just, I feel like it is, especially women entrepreneurs. Okay, there is that pushback of the in the workforce, right? As far as that, okay, you can't wear your hair this way, you can't wear this hair that way, or you can't dress this way. And so then it's like, okay, I want to leave the workforce. But you're leaving the workforce with money in hand. So you have startup money to be able to start a business. Compared to black men who were not in the white collar, not having as much money on the table as far as that. Because there's as far as like getting the seed money, I feel like black men, as far as being providers, like that's why black women tend to have higher educations. Their parents are going to support them longer through school. With the black male, he has to get out on his own faster. Because one of the things I looked at, 48% of black males go to college. So half of black men go to college. They're going to college and trying to better themselves. But only 17% of them are graduating college.
Okay.
So
what about females?
Let's go look at females.
That's a whole nother conversation, and that's what I was actually, as you was asking that question, that's what I was actually sitting over here looking at, is because I'm interested to know the graduation rate among black females, and according to what I'm looking at right here, it's at 25%, opposed to 17%.
So it's not much higher.
I mean, 50%. That's almost 50% higher.
Yeah.
It depends on how you want to frame it. Right? You can say, it's only 8% higher, but shit, it's almost 50% higher.
Yeah. So it comes to what.
Back to what you were saying earlier, is when you say that you have a lot of black, especially you say black females out here getting in corporate America. That's what made me think of it in the first place.
Yeah.
Is because 50% more women
college degrees
are graduating. Yeah. Exactly. And I don't even know how many more of them are actually entering college either.
Yeah. Because
that may I
got 57 compared to what was it, 48?
57 and 48.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not a terrible difference.
But so when you go to this, black men are not as educated as black women. It's not that far behind. We're almost getting educated at the same rate.
I feel like, in general, I know a few college people who graduated college. I know very many people who graduated college, particularly black, and most of them are female.
Yeah.
Most of them are female. Most of the females that I went to college with finished.
So
the males did not at a much higher rate.
So we have 64% of black females in white collar. So you go to that office.
64%.
64%.
And what was the number for black men that you cited earlier? It was something like 30 something.
34.
34%. 34%.
So it's almost double.
That's crazy right there. Man.
So now when you're talking about
entrepreneurship,
who has more
experience in culture in
Yeah.
corporate America and get sick of it in jail. This is proving exactly what I was saying.
Yeah.
There's black women that become jaded by their corporate America and their work environment.
Right. But then they have the experience.
Whatever you want to call it. They jaded until they get the hell on.
Yeah. So that's why you have female entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
So now the female is the head of the household.
And this all plays back into
And I'm not saying.
I see what you did.
And I'm not saying a female can't be a head of a household, but you don't send your woman to war.
What are you saying? What are you really saying?
I'm saying if you look at any other population, any other demographic, Asian man, head of their household, breadwinners. White man, head of their household, breadwinners. Hispanic man, breadwinners. Black household, black woman, head of household.
Okay.
So now.
And do you think that is due to a lot of the things that we discussed this evening?
Oh, I think that's due to everything we discussed this evening.
Okay.
And much more.
Okay.
So, I love the plight of black women. Yeah, keep doing your thing. Keep doing your thing.
Of course.
But I don't think that we need to divide the household. We gotta.
So what you're saying? You want these ladies to take a step back?
No, I want to take a step back as far as career. I want to keep moving, but you got to understand what's happening as far as the economic plight. So
you want them to not be so judgmental.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
but if you out here getting it, you graduated college and you got yourself a nice cushy corporate America job, like this is what kills me in the stupid ass black movies. With a woman, she out here doing her thing, and then she with some handyman or the chef. Right?
Yeah.
It was what movie was it? How to Be a Man or Think Like a Man. I think that's what it is.
Starting off the business.
Yeah. He was a cook. He was a chef. Yeah. She's not supposed to. She's not supposed. No, she's not supposed to entertain that. She's not. She's not supposed to. And you think she is?
If it worked, it worked.
No. What I'm saying is that before you know it's whether it's gonna work or not.
I think
in the very beginning, all you have is appearances and assumptions.
But see, now you're about to get me into a relationship. So let me touch on this right quick. If it's a good guy,
you don't know if he's good.
But you can't. I don't think you should judge no man off of his income.
Okay.
My lady don't even know my income. She don't even know how much I got in the bank.
Okay.
If the lights on, it's the mortgage paid.
She do need to know how much you got in the bank.
I should don't.
Alright, we're gonna have it. That's a
lights on.
That's a whole nother talk.
It's the mortgage paid.
Yeah, I goddamn my time is up.
So I just feel like you gotta understand that and understand what you're getting into as far as, and even if we do get in a situation where you have to understand the boys that are around you and for the next generation, and understand that you're gonna have to start developing them and pushing them towards manhood and putting standards on them. Because I feel like that's back to discipline. I feel like a lot of discipline's missing, and that goes to your man being disenfranchised. Discipline in the household. So you creating this cycle of young boys who you gonna listen to your mama, but only so much. If I say something to a young boy, he gonna start right then and there.
Yeah.
if a woman say something to him,
I don't play that shit.
yeah, it's a
Yeah,
game.
I go, and my brothers, they got their dad at home. When I go in that damn house and it ain't looking right, heads is rolling, man. Heads is rolling immediately. Like, look here. I walked in my brother's room. Quick story. I walked in my brother's room on a Sunday, right? I had to use the bathroom. I was over at my mother's house. I had to use the bathroom, go upstairs, use the bathroom. I'm like, what's going on in here? Counter all messed up, stuff all over the counter, stuff all in the bathroom. And they got one of these, these kids, they got the big rooms, right?
Yeah.
My mother got a nice house, so they got the boys' rooms on opposite sides of the bathroom, so they come in and they share the bathroom, whatever, like a master suite, whatever, right? They're doing it. And I go in there, I'm like, hold on. Today's Sunday.
Yeah.
I know they did chores yesterday, because yesterday was Saturday.
Yeah, I know you got on Saturday morning.
Yeah, I know y'all got up Saturday morning and had to do these chores. Why does this bathroom look like this? I called that boy up there right then. He tried to give me attitude, but they cleaned that damn bathroom up on that Sunday night.
They know what it
And
is.
he tried to give me attitude and tried to, he's trying to do that. Look here, I ain't trying to hear all that. He tried to ask upstairs to clean that damn bathroom.
Yeah.
Like, it's Sunday. And that's the kind of thing that, again, they have their father is at home. He's a good dad. He's very attentive and all that good stuff. But that's just an example of how you handle that kind of situation when you're dealing with boys.
Yeah.
Boys need to be
Tighten up.
Yeah, you gotta tighten up.
And that's what I'm saying, with all these different things, removing the man from the household, making the man not be a provider, we're going to have to find different alternatives, because you still need that man in the household.
I think it's more up to men to step up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and put the onus on anybody else besides our men out here.
No.
We need to do better. I got a little girl on the way right now. I'm about to be a dad my damn self. Flexing my dad muscles, getting my dad body on out here. But, yeah, man, we've got to do better. I think that, us as black men is always important. We went over a lot of things as kind of the state of our affairs and kind of how we feel about different things going on right now. But at the end of the day, the onus is on us. The responsibility lies within us to go out there and go hard for our families, go hard for yourself, go hard for your future. And don't take none of it for granted, because it could be here today and gone tomorrow. And that shit sounds cliche,
But it's true.
but that shit is so true.
And don't get me wrong, I don't think no women should be out here babying men. I think it's more of a discipline. We got to be disciplined as a people, and especially with our men. Like, it's only so long you can play around. If you graduate high school, you want to play around for a couple years, you gotta get together though, because it get real quick.
It get real quick, quick.
And I think as men, and I think we tend to do it, is seeing other boys or other young men around and taking them up under the wing and saying, "Hey, this is a game."
Yeah.
And this time.
I try to put every
Yeah.
young man I got on, I come into contact with on game.
Cause you got to.
Young black boys, I try to put them on game. They don't be trying to hear me. They look at me like I'm crazy, and I don't even care. I'm gonna give you what I got.
Yeah.
If what you do with it after I give it to you, it's up to you. But I'm gonna give you what I got, man.
They gonna interact with your mama, your sisters. They gonna interact with females around you, and you don't want more broken men breaking more women. And that's one of the saddest things, is just broken men breaking women.
Yeah.
So it's just, it come down to discipline and knowing that we can do. We do got a couple of numbers that don't look as good as they can, but we are working towards different things as far as getting things corrected.
Our own financial, getting our financial houses in order. Also getting your own entrepreneurial, pursuits in order. Get your side hustle on. Go get your money. Do whatever you need to do to provide for your family, and to make sure that your kids is in the right kind of school districts. And let's just all consciously and continuously think towards the betterment of our families and the betterment of our people.
And just keep pushing this culture forward.
And that's keep pushing the culture. Yo, find us on Instagram, Push the Culture Podcast. We out here coming to you every week. We gonna hit you with the latest news, the latest topics, how we feel about certain topics. It might be red, it might be not, but tune in every week. We'll see y'all next week.
All right, peace.
Good night.